Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my little videos. This will be the third and final part of my series about my Star Wars video collection. But first, a little story. Imagine, if you will, a 10-year-old me on my way to visit my aunt and her new husband for the first time in Munich, Germany. The year was 1998, and at this point I was already a huge Star Wars fan. You have to understand, at the time in the Czech Republic, and especially in a small town, the Star Wars movies were very hard to come by in any form. I saw the original film on TV when I was very little, and then later I was able to rent The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi when the special edition VHS came to our town's only little video rental store, where I used to go all the time and just spend hours looking at the tape covers of all the various movies they had. I guess that's where my movie collecting passion comes from. My collections are basically realizations of my childhood dreams, things I longed for and couldn't get as a child. And this goes for Star Wars toys as well. They just didn't sell Star Wars toys here at all when I was a kid. And it was the same with the movies themselves. At the time, I mostly only got to experience Star Wars through this sticker album, which I made an entire video about, which you can check out right here. And I didn't even own that at the time. A friend of mine did, and I would always go through it when I was visiting him, and then he later gave it to me because he was always more of a Jurassic Park fan. But I remember even then, when I rented the special edition tapes, I was super interested in those little documentaries they had about how they updated the films for the special editions. And I was very curious to see the original versions. A Czech release from the early 90s did exist, but our local video rental store didn't have it. And I was only able to get my hands on a copy of the first film thanks to my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Hula. He used to play this little game with us, where he had a notebook with a list of all the movies in his VHS collection. And then we'd pick a random number, and he'd describe the movie, and we had to guess what movie it was. Naturally, we all loved him. And then one day, I recognized one of the movies he was describing as Star Wars. And I totally freaked out when I found out he had it. That's how rare having a Star Wars movie on VHS was back then. And he let me borrow his copy, and I was able to make a copy for myself. But still, all my life, being a huge Star Wars fan, I had never actually seen an original VHS copy of Star Wars, other than the special edition tapes in our town's little rental store. Which brings me back to my visit at my aunt and uncle's in Germany. Consider all I've told you, and imagine my reaction when I opened the cabinet under their TV where they kept their VHS tapes and I found this there. To this day, I can remember the excitement I was filled with at that moment. I mentioned this briefly in the first part of this series on my Star Wars home video collection. And I told you that my uncle later gave me the covers, but he kept the tapes and the box that they came in. And later it unfortunately got lost when they were getting rid of their VHS collection. And for years I couldn't even find any mention of this specific release anywhere. And I was actually beginning to think that I made it up. I did in the end manage to find some low-res pictures of it, but still I thought I'd never see it again with my own eyes. Until I mentioned it in my video, and I got a message from someone who said they'd track it down for me. And last week, a package arrived at my doorstep. A wonderful late Christmas present. So here I am, thanking Sebastian from Germany from the bottom of my heart for restoring this beautiful childhood memory for me and enabling me to add it to my Star Wars collection. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is part 3 of my video about my Star Wars home video collection. In parts 1 and 2, I showed you my VHS releases of Star Wars. And this part will be Star Wars on disc, so DVD and Blu-ray. But first of all, I forgot one VHS. Spaceballs. I got this from when video store in my hometown was closing. Unlike the others, this one they still had with the tape inside. So, yeah, that's Spaceballs. May the Schwartz be with you. Now, DVDs. Let's go chronologically, I guess. So, the first Star Wars DVD release was The Phantom Menace. And I actually didn't own this on DVD when I was a kid, or even later. I owned it on VHS. So I only got this DVD release fairly recently from eBay. You probably know I'm not a big fan of the prequels, but this has the great behind-the-scenes documentary about the Phantom Menace. So I thought it was worth it just for that. Next up, the 2004 DVD release. This one I actually bought in 2004 when it was new. But I never really liked the Photoshop covers that they used for the fronts. But inside there were these cards with the chapter lists on them, and on the other side of them were these sort of strange posters. So I decided to put these on the front instead of the original Photoshopped art. Again, this one is worth having just for the bonus disc. Now what I've got here is the UK release, because I bought it when I was visiting UK for the first time, but I think this release actually did come out in the Czech Republic. It didn't have the Czech dubbing, but it did have Czech subtitles, which I didn't really need, so I just stuck with the UK one that I bought. Next up are the infamous 2006 GOUT DVDs, which contained the exact same discs as this release, but as a bonus disc for each film, there was the original release, but taken from a 1993 Laserdisc master, so it was closer to VHS quality than to DVD. And I have them in this nice lunchbox that I bought somewhere. There we are. And I did the same thing with these as with the 2004 DVDs, and I used the inserts as the front covers. Here's Empire. Then I have another copy of the GOUT DVDs, and that's this box set. I got this from a friend of mine. Bought this for me when he was visiting England, so it's used. I'm not even sure how to open this. Hang on. Here? Yeah. And inside you have the same GOUT releases in slim boxes. Careful here. Funny thing, I actually remember that this box set came out in the Czech Republic as well. The GOUT never came out in the Czech Republic, but I remember seeing this exact box set, but it didn't have the bonus discs. It only had the 2004 DVDs in it in the Czech Republic. so I never bought it. Okay, I guess next is the 2011 Blu-ray release. Which, again, I bought it from eBay, really cheap, and it seems to be a Spanish release. I didn't care, I just wanted to own the discs, so I could justify having and making fan edits. So here we have the prequels. And the original trilogy. And then some bonus discs. The bonus discs are, you can see it's sort of falling apart already, are kind of the most interesting part of this release. I also really don't like the cover art on this. Okay, next we have the Star Wars Blu-ray steelbooks. These are the exact same discs as the 2011 Blu-rays. And again, I sort of flipped it over because the intended front side are these character faces. But I definitely much prefer the original poster art. So that's how I have them displayed. I even kept these little cardboard inserts. Next we have the Force Awakens Blu-ray. This one actually, I bought it right after The Force Awakens came out on Blu-ray. But then I gave the Blu-ray to my brother with the inside cover and only kept the outer sleeve, the bonus disc, because it was a different one than what was later in this 3D release. I don't know if you can see, but it actually has a 3D image on the front. Comes out like this. Unfolds like that. That's a pretty nice release. Then I have Rogue One on Blu-ray. Again, has the paper sleeve. Here we have the inside. This is the Czech Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray. I do like watching movies in 3D at home. I don't really go to see 3D movies in theaters, but at home I have a 3D projection, and it really sort of makes you feel like you're in the cinema rather than watching a movie at home when watching on a big projection screen in 3D. So I do like watching movies in 3D. Then last of the Disney era movies that I own is The Last Jedi. Again, I got the 3D release. Has 3 discs. Nothing special about it, really. I never bought Solo, but I want to. I definitely will. I'm not sure I will buy The Rise of Skywalker. I don't feel like I want to see it again. So okay, last one, and I showed you this recently, is the Ultra HD Blu-rays that came out this year. Yeah, if you want to see those in more detail, you can check out this video. And now there's a couple more releases that I want to show you. And those are some fan-made sort of bootlegs. Well, I got this beautiful box set from a guy named Ron. He sent this to me. It's the Despecialized editions. I already made a video about this when he sent it to me, but that was a long time ago, and I'm not sure even if I could find the video. And I say they're the Despecialized editions, but actually the boxes are empty. He only made me the covers, not actual copies of the films. I could make those myself, but I never got around to it. But yeah, this is a beautiful homemade box set that I got sent. Another box set that I got sent by a fan is this sort of steelbook case. Unfortunately, whatever printing technique they used, it faded really badly. So I had, they put like a lot of goodies in here. A personal letter for me, and some cards, posters and stuff. And then, of course, the films themselves in a steelbook form. But again, I had these on display, and unfortunately they sort of faded. I could reprint these and fix them, but yeah, I decided to just keep them in the box where hopefully they won't fade anymore. And then there's a couple that I made myself. These I actually made in Photoshop and printed. They're like sort of DVD versions of the 1995 covers. And we had a DVD recorder, and before the GOUT came out, I made DVD copies of my VHS. The widescreen English ones and the full screen old Czech ones of the original versions. So that's where those live. Then another interesting artifact here is the partly despecialized editions. And those are the first ever despecialized editions that I made, and as the name tells you, they weren't fully despecialized. I only removed like the changes that I considered the worst, and I made these covers for them. Then before Star Wars came out on Blu-ray, all we had in terms of HD Star Wars were these HD TV captures. So back then I also made some covers for those. And last but not least, this is the Special Collector's Edition Laserdisc transfer. I made this cover in the style of the Japanese Laserdisc cover, and I burned all three on one Blu-ray and printed this. I think that's pretty neat. Well, that's it. That was my entire Star Wars home video collection. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to support this channel, you can do so by becoming a patron, or you can donate directly through PayPal. I'm really grateful for all your help. Thank you guys very much. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and may the Schwartz be with you.